What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about time speeding up, and I'm also gonna talk about how much these 9 to 5 jobs and these schools really control us. Now, I'm not talking about if you love your 9 to 5 job or if you love your career or if you love school. If you love what you do, then this kind of doesn't apply to you, but this applies to people who really don't like working at these jobs, who don't like these 9 to 5 jobs, who don't like going to school. Pretty much like these systems where like they're forced to be at just so they can survive, or if they don't, it's gonna be consequences with the system. But let's get to it, right? So um, since time is speeding up, it's so hard to work at 9 to 5 job or to go to these schools if you don't really want to be there. It's like you gotta force yourself to be there. And since time is speeding up, it's kind of forcing you to not be in those situations. Shout out to the brother Inofe, because he mentioned that basically since time is speeding up, basically what it's doing, it's like he mentioned like it's kind of forcing you to get your shit together. Well, it's forcing everyone to get their shit together and to pretty much realign them to the right path. So if you don't like what you're doing, then he mentioned that like time speeding up is kind of showing you like you really shouldn't be doing those things, and there's no time to like waste or to play around. Whereas if you're doing something to love, time speeding up is gonna work in your favor, and that's what the brother Inofe mentioned. So shout out to him. I know I give him a lot of shout outs, but everything he talks about is like it correlates to my videos, because like everything makes sense. And like I don't know, I can't explain it. Like everything he mentions, like because everything he mentions is what I'm going through right now, and this is why I make videos. I give him shout outs in that because he's so on point. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He's very like underrated. Like he makes a lot of good content. Like he talks about a lot of good spiritual, like he has a lot of knowledge, man. Like he talks about time speeding up, like how to adjust, or like what was the purpose behind it, and just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but he didn't mention like this is interesting because he's right. Because right, I'll apply it to my life and it makes sense because like he mentioned like it's forcing you to get your shit together. So it makes sense that, for example, me, I'll use my example. So let's say I don't like working at this 9 to 5 job, or I don't like going to school, right? But since time is speeding up, the days go by a lot quicker. It's like every single day, I don't have time to enjoy my off time. I don't have time to enjoy the things I love to do, right? Instead, I'm forced to do things that I'm obligated to do when I really don't want to do it because of societal programming, because of fears, because of my own fears, and because of money restrictions, right? And corruption. And we all face this to a certain extent. So like since time is speeding up, we're gonna be more miserable until we get out of our situation, right? Versus because if you love what you do, since time is speeding up, you're gonna look forward to the days. If you don't, then like you're not gonna look forward to the days coming up. And he did mention something like this as well. But you get what I'm saying? Like, um, it's just crazy, and and every single day, I'm telling you, like time is speeding up extremely rapidly. The days are going by extremely fast. So like me, I love food. I love to eat, but like yesterday, I only ate once. Not even like a full meal. I only ate snacks, and and I barely had time to do that. So, Faye also mentioned that like the human biology is gonna change up, is gonna switch up, which is true because like it makes sense because if you really look at it from a factual, like if you look at it from facts, right, from a logical standpoint, since time is speeding up, as human beings we're getting less sleep, so the body's gonna adjust to that, and we're eating less because the days go by a lot faster. So human beings, we're constantly fasting and we're constantly getting less sleep. That in itself it changes the human body because the human body is gonna adapt to that. You know what I'm saying? And he mentioned that like the human biology is gonna change, and he makes sense. And I think he also mentioned like check out his live video. It's like 4 hours long. I forgot which time frame, but he didn't mention that like by the end of this year, the whole concept of like how we view time And like I think he mentioned energy and just shit like that. Like it is gonna be completely different compared to like to these other years, because we're gonna look at shit from so differently, you know. So it's crazy. And shout out to him, and so make sure you guys check out his videos, because like most of the things I talk about is pretty much inspired by him. You know what I'm saying? Like when I make videos, I only talk about videos that kind of I talk about videos that what I'm dealing with in life, pretty much, or how I observe life. So make sure you check out his channel, because most of my videos are kind of inspired by him lately. So like, make sure you check him out, man. And huge shout out to him. His channel name is INOFEY videos. Very underrated, very good content. But yeah, but it's just a trip, man. Like what I've noticed too, like if you really don't like what you do for work or for your job or for school, like time speeding up is really gonna give you a hard time, because you're gonna dwell on it, you're gonna procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? Just life seems different. I feel like time speeding up is gonna force people to like kind of either leave their jobs or to become more free, or to break free from the system that controls them through like money and survival. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of sucks too, because like I feel like as human beings we kind of are victims in a way, because like we're born and now we're put into this system where like we're controlled by money and fucking real corruption restrictions and shit, right? It is what it is. This is how it is. You just gotta play out life, you know. I feel like there is a purpose. I feel like there is a reason why we experience those things. There are pros and cons to it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I feel like life knows what it's doing. We just gotta. I think it's important for us to like kind of point out the corruption in it, though. That's the thing, and I think life is trying to teach us that, I guess. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. It's kind of hard. I can't explain it, but it's a lot to explain. It's all spiritual perspectives, pretty much, on how we view things. There's no right or wrong, I guess. And you know, Faye did mention that. He's mentioned that like there's no good or evil. This is how you view it. You know, this is your mind, pretty much, and it makes sense. But yeah, man. But like for me, it's just a trip, man. So it's like sometimes like I'm forced to do things I don't want to do through my like through work or like through school, and I don't want to fucking do it. But like since time is speeding up, it's like I have to force myself to do it, which could be a good thing. I mean, if my life mission, my life destiny wants me to fucking do those things, then I have no choice but to do it, and like I have less time to procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, if you really enjoy what you're doing, time speeding up will not be an issue. You know? But if you don't, then there's gonna be a lot of conflict. But that's all I gotta say, man. I feel like I want to say there's a right or wrong way, but like I feel like I did make a previous video talking about the importance of following your heart, and I feel like with life, I feel like we should all try this once, where like we just rather do things we want to do on our own terms, and kind of test it out. And I understand there's a downside behind it, because most people, they don't like these jobs they work in, they don't want to go to school. Instead, we'd rather just travel around the world or meet different people, just do our own thing, wake up whenever, work out whenever, explore whenever, eat whenever, just kind of explore life, or do pretty much being free. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should all just kind of like test it out. Now I can see where it could go wrong, because some people are like kind of reckless, so like they're gonna like fuck shit up or hurt people, or I don't know, man. I'm thinking of the worst case scenarios of like everyone just free and shit, because it's just society's gonna go down. I'm assuming if we're all like decide to quit these jobs and shit, I think it's gonna be out of order. But that's what I'm getting at, like how did all this shit even take place? But just imagine we're not forced to do things we don't want to do with these jobs and these schools. If you don't want to do it, if you do love it, then that's a blessing, you know. But I'm just saying, for people who don't like doing it, like imagine like we're not forced to do those things. Imagine how amazing life would be, and like there's no money restrictions. Like we could literally do whatever we want, as long as we're not harming anyone or anything. We're good, you know. But this is amazing. Imagine meeting new people, doing what you love, not having any obligations, not being forced to be around people or situations you don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that one makes life really amazing, in my opinion. But I feel like we should all just try, kind of test it out or try it out and see how it works for us. But and it's a human birthright to be free, you know. But this world is so controlling and shit. But I think time speeding up, it's really showing us how much we are really controlled, and how much we really don't like being controlled, and how much society and money and these jobs and all this shit kind of controls our free will pretty much. I feel like time speeding up is really showing us all this shit. Like all this shit's coming to the surface, in my opinion. But it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say. Peace.